Hey everybody, welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we kind of went over here. We found a mercenary guy, dwarf man, who helped us kill this army of demons. We went into the Tower of Estrad, into the basement, and we spoke to Teldon, and he talked about, artifacts being stolen and about a wand or something. But ultimately, we're gonna go back to the Defender's Hearth right now, so that we can sell the loot that I got, because I'm getting kind of heavy and bogged down. And also just tell Erebeth my victory. Oh, look at this. Vision of Targona. The translucent silhouette of a winged female warrior glows softly. You brought us back to waking. Greetings. Who are you? Not who, what. Memories. This place was created as a cradle of memory and fantasy, the things that belong to the city's heroes that were kept here. People used to come here to this place to remember those heroes, and myself as the others are as living memories. You woke us, so here we are. Lots of things seem silent only until you care to listen to them. Like here, someone's memory has awoken to reveal itself to us. So your memories of who? Of the heroes the city wished to immortalize. Go touch a memory, see how they remembered us. After all, this place was created so that our names would never disappear into the mists of history. There used to be a place like this near Neathholm, land size, quiet, calm. I used to walk around the plits and pedestals, wondering the people who founded the place, what was driving them. Were they only thinking about future generations, how to pass down their wisdom and show the right path? Or were they thinking of themselves, trying to keep their names and deeds alive? But then the ceiling collapsed and the place didn't exist anymore, so my question was mute. I wish I could say we have not dishonored your memory, but Kenabres lays its ruins, so But you fiercely battle the invaders with no thought for yourself. You have earned no censure. We are proud of you. Right, in the olden days, mortal kind lost to the demons time after time after time, and now their descendants are continuing their losing streak. How could they not be proud of that? Why did you help me? A soft smile appears on the woman's face. I sensed something in you, as if you were close to me somehow, like we stood shoulder to shoulder once in the face of evil, and that we must do so again. I sense the light dwells within you. Very recently, you were threatened by a powerful demon, and dark bloodlust tried to enslave your soul, but you opposed it and held fast. Continue to follow the path of light, and other wretched souls will aid you and follow you. Alright, farewell, vision. Farewell. The power that gives us the semblance of life is running out, and soon we will once again be but memories, living only in words, pictures, and songs. Alright, vision of the herald. Alright. There we go.
We do it my way.
That's cool. Alright. Here we go. Time to go back to the market square. That's the Defender's Heart. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Erebeth about all the stuff that I did. It'll take 3 hours. You know what? That's fine. Look at the Tieflings here. Nice. Ah, look who it is. The Tiefling raises a hand in greeting. Who would have thought that I'd end up in the Crusader army? Go figure. Did Erebeth accept you? With open arms. She knows exactly who I am and where I am from, but she's come down with a convenient case of amnesia where I'm concerned. And who can blame her? The city's in a bad way. You don't turn down help in a situation like this, no matter what quarter it comes from. How can you help us when we attack the Gray Garrison? I'll tell you straight, we're not getting involved in any fighting. Warriors, we ain't. But we can scout, sneak right under the demons' noses, look for traps and hidden doors. In other words, we can smooth the pain for the whole operation. And then all you have to do is go in there and bump off the demons, nothing to it. Alright, nice. I'm going now. Cool. Drawer in vain. The grizzled dwarf turns the blade in his calloused hands, carefully inspecting its edge. When he sees you approaching, he sets the blade aside and greets you with a nod. A new face in the city. You picked a good time to come to Kenabres. As you can see, we're in sore need of warriors. Do you know everyone in Kenabres by sight? Well, not everyone, but I'm making my business to know the people who might need my services. A blacksmith's work isn't just the anvil, you know? We've never had any of your kind before. All swords come here by every corner of Golarion until they volunteer to fight, but it's the first time a fox has ever shown up wanting to be a crusader. A mouse, excuse me. Are you Vane's brother? Yep, where he goes, I go. That's how we've always been. That's how we've always done it. Even before the world wound, I forged the armor. He goes into battle and breaks it. He brings it back to me and I repair it and make it better than before. Everything's changed since then, of course, but that part has stayed the same. How was Staunton to blame for the fall of Dresden? I've told the story so many times already, while telling it one more time won't kill me. The blacksmith sighs. Dresden was built after the First Crusade, back when it seemed like victory was ours for the taking, and that the demon invasion would soon be at an end. The population of Old Sakoris was thoroughly diminished, and many of them hoped to see their hard fighting repaid with a small plot of unclaimed land. Dresden was a fortress built on all our hopes, and on Mendev's ambitions, although you're not supposed to say that out loud. What a city it was, Mickey Mouse. You can't even imagine it. It was built by the finest engineers from the Five Kings Mountains. Queen Galfrey spared no expense. Dresden was meant to be the capital of the Crusade movement, a monument to its glory and a beacon of hope for all Golarion. Heroes were drawn there to seek fame and glory, and they came from all over. Taldor, Garund, Tianja. I couldn't list them all. A relic known as the Sword of Valor was kept there. The banner that had been carried into battle by Aomade herself back when she was still human. That banner protected the city and kept the demons from teleporting inside its walls. As long as the banner was in its place, Dresden was invincible, or so we thought. But then the world wound suddenly expanded. The demons launched a new onslaught, and folks started saying it was time to declare the Second Crusade. Dresden was unassailable until one young officer was tempted by a beautiful woman. She convinced him that the banner shouldn't be hanging in the city, that its rightful place was on the battlefield. She whispered honeyed words about glory and valor and convinced him that he could be the hero as great as Aomade herself, and the poor fool believed her. He rounded up some of his hot-headed friends and carried the banner outside the city gates on an unauthorized foray. The demons slaughtered them within seconds, but for some reason the courageous ringleader was spared. A whole army teleported into Dresden. It was a bloodbath. Jorn solemnly shakes his head. As you can guess, that officer was called not in vain, and the woman turned out to be a demon, not just any demon. It was Monago, the foul wretch. He's given us a lot of grief here in Kenabres too, and just don't ask me what I was doing while my brother was off having trysts with that beast, and why I couldn't save him from his own stupidity. The blacksmith gestured as if to ward off the inevitable reprobation. Who could have guessed it would end like this? I failed my brother, and that's the truth. I blame myself every day, looking at his plight. So that's the story. Alright. Show radiance to Jordan. Do you recognize the sword? Do I recognize it? Of course I do. I made this with my own hands. There's my brand, see? The dwarf carefully takes the sword in his hand, gazing at it like a doting father. Oh, Yanio, things have been tough without you, but at least we've got your sword. That's something. Jordan returns its sword to you. In battle, ordinary swords get blunted, they break, but sometimes the weapon can persevere. I don't even know how to explain it, I'm no authority on these things, but sometimes like an echo of deeds done with that weapon, or more like the reflection of the wielder's soul. I don't know. I will say one thing, take care of that sword. Yaniel may no longer be with us, but the demons will still remember why they need to turn tail and run when they see radiance. Oh, the scalpboard's all worn. We can't be having a fine sword like you being carried around that tatty thing. I'll make you a new one, just like if you like. If the city stands strong and we both survive, come see me again and I'll have it ready, no charge. Ah, nice, nice, nice. Alright, cool. Oh, that scene. As I walk in, everyone basks in Mickey Mouse's glory. Defender's heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins, but somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Tila waves to you. She is sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, half-elf, and red-headed halfling. Mickey Mouse, come, let us properly introduce you to Elon, Jana, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Tila pushes a mug toward you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Earbeth to use what Jana, Curl, and Elon found at a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the best had devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food and good company could keep the gloom at bay. Tila looks at you hesitantly as if trying to gauge a reaction. Sure, I see nothing wrong with making a little profit from this chaos. I see nothing wrong with making a little profit from this chaos. That's the Mickey Mouse way. Profit. Tila frowns disapprovingly. That's not what I expected to hear. Alright, hey, are you just gonna sit there with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better, so we have better reasons to toast. Tell me about your order, Elon. And as the stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south, in Andor, and I'd lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skill. I enjoy training in drills, and I'm afraid of battle, but risking my life for coin, it takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die, and I wondered if it was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now I'm going to lay down my life. At least it was for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev, and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order by tradition. It never has any more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders die. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest, and I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. Have you been serving in the Eagle Watch for long, Jenna? I signed up 4 days before the demon's heck. Am I lucky or what? Jenna lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Mivon, and I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in a petty squabble of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and you can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know? The moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. What about you, Curl? How did you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums where everyone else stole a little, or maybe smuggled or guarded stashes, so... Girl stares into the mug gloomily, but I never killed anybody. I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and when they made me choose between prison and the condemned, well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgorbeer is my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster, but I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whenever you were in the past, whatever you were in the past, you're our friend now. You're a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us, and you'll see. How do you all come to know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Kenabres. I was returning from the south for my fiance and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomade. We said our farewells at the city gates and I went north along the road to Dresden to my order's camp. Elon's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Kenabres, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow hound hearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight, and so it's good to see Sela again. Even loyal hearts count these days. Alright, I met Sela at a tavern in Kenabres, before the attack of course. She was one of the few who could sit at the table of the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sela is different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sela too, so I sat down to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly, and I still don't. Our Curl's a great lad, so after that night, Sela and I went round the tavern together every day. Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. They might be in the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice. Sela, did you call me over just because, or is there something the matter? I didn't want to talk to you just today's celebration. You see, Elon is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Elon shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you. I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Come on, hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Tell me more. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. The paladin of Iomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Kenabres has been overrun with demons. If I've learned anything in life, that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sela begins seriously, but then a smile creeps on her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all of you have saved was one court from lesser demons. But look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders, Kenabres, will find strength to protect the city. Sela catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elon, I want to help you. My glorious reputation as a holy warrior of Iomade will suffer if it's more than a minor adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. Alright, I'll explain. The life of Crusader has given me more than just purpose. Give a chance to a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle. She found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. But I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Iscari and all his demon armies to send my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Kenabres. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, you know, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independently, knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you would call rich, but I so want to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice as long to scrape together that money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is most likely still at the Wolf Hearts or the Hound Hearts camp outside the city. Elon and his friends didn't have time to pick up their camp for first the demons ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Kenabres. I think we should go at least in there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. Fine, I'll help. There we go. Puts a hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Elon is a good man and true knight, and I think he should repay those who are doing good. Let's help him so that we can propose to his love the way he wants. Sela, I hope you can convince your Beth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted with my friends. Of course, if the League of the Inspiring Card has come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. Okay, cool. New quest, new quest. Alright, Erebeth, hey. Gotta talk to you about stuff. And thank you for saving the esteemed citizens of Kenabres, even though not all of them deserve to be saved. May forgive my words. Erebeth casts a meaningful look at Count Aronday sitting at a nearby table. I don't really mean that, of course. I never failed to be astounded by the way that good people seem to perish, while the not-so-good proved to be incredibly, amazingly enduring. Even so, the Count did offer me his aid. He can't be all that bad. Yeah, that's not like him at all. Joining the crusade is a tradition among Mendevian nobles, but Darren Aronday was never too keen on fighting demons. The Count has a certain reputation in Mendev. He's not a pleasant individual by any means, but he's not known for any particular villainy either. The Count enjoys a life of leisure, surrounded by a gaggle of sycophants who are always eager to badmouth the Queen at his command. He likes settling scores, too. There was a hero of the first crusade, Sir Lant, a kind and honest man. After the end of his glorious career as a soldier, he became a wise mentor to the younger generation. He ran afoul of the Count somehow, perhaps by lecturing him about his idle lifestyle and lack of purpose. When Sir Lant died, the Count managed to buy a potion of his estate and ordered the knight's helmet to be reforged into a chamber pot. Oh. And of course, he didn't keep his little joke private. The queen was particularly affronted by it because Sir Lant used to be her most loyal comrade in arms. I was there receiving an assignment from Her Majesty and was at the exact moment she found out about the helmet's fate. It's a small thing, but I could see the queen's anguish at the travesty that's made of her friend's legacy. That's what our count is like as a person. And as for his talent for survival, do you know the story of Heaven's Edge? He was the only member of his family to escape with his life when the demons unleashed a magical plague at the Arendelle estate. Would you tell me more of the events at Heaven's Edge? I don't know all the details. Happened a while ago, but when I was a mercenary and had nothing to do with Kenabres, I only know there was a grand feast in honor of Darian's birthday, and all his relatives were invited along with a few other distinguished guests. Everyone died from a mysterious disease someone had unleashed on the estate, including the servants, the guards, and a number of clerics and paladins. But the young count survived because of his healing ability, I suppose. Darian does possess an unusually brilliant talent, even if the application of his skills leaves much to be desired. Why is he trying to provoke the queen? Who knows, it could be some family matter. The Count is Her Majesty's cousin, twice removed or something like that, but I think he simply enjoys infuriating people. Crusaders and Iomede's servants especially. Thank you for telling me all this. My pleasure. I'm sorry I had to endure my grumbling. Watching these things happen to my city has put me in a foul mood. I found Jenna Dory, as you asked. Yes, thank you. It's good to have her back. We need every fighter we can get. Irbeth frowns. I suppose it's asking too much for, to want fighters that are sober as well. There's a traitor I'm trying to track down. Who is your informant among the Thieflings? Irbeth arches her brows in surprise. Kenabres is threatened by a demon horde, and you have enough time, if you have spare time, to help out thieves? Irbeth sighs. I don't like this, but I hope you know what you're doing. I'll tell you everything I know. I did not see my informant's face. He slipped out of a dark alley, handed me a note, and disappeared. Irbeth hesitates as she tries to remember, but he had a cloak with a hood masking his face, but the horns, the long horns, doesn't fit under it. There should be a guardian golem in the Ancientries and Wonders. The shop they tried to rob. The owner gave us a construct code word just in case. The golem itself was destroyed, but the head seems to be intact. So you can interrogate the thing and find out what it saw. The code word is Hand of Iori. The shop's owner must have escaped, but there's a chance to get lucky with the golem. Okay. These ward stones, what are they? They are the greatest treasure. The shield given us to Iomede herself and placed in Kenabres and other Mendevian cities and fortresses by her herald. The chain of ward stones forms a protective barrier that stops the expansion of the world wound and keeps the demons from moving beyond its borders. I shudder to think that what will happen if the barrier falls. The Tower of Estrad has been cleared of demons. Great. The places where demons have gathered and need to be cleared one by one. They then won't be able to stab us in the back when we take on the Gray Garrison. Thank you for your service. Allow me to ask a few personal questions. Frowning a little, Irbeth nods. Please, but I must warn you, there are things I don't have the right to discuss. Where are you from? I was born in Kenabres. I grew up in a farm just outside it, but my way back home, I lay at the end of the long, winding road. It took me years of traveling through foreign lands before I came to be where I have always belonged. Okay, never mind. I thank you for your answers. Let's go. Okay, let's go. A lot of reading. Maybe I go to the eccentricities and yeah, eccentricities. I forgot ancient centuries and Wonder Shop. Yeah, 1 hour, sure. Here we go. Oh, here it is, the formerly well-appointed shop. Now looks a sorry state. It has been completely ransacked. Lying in the corner of the scorched wall are soot-covered shards of clay golem's head. The golem's eyes glow in the gloom. Master, code word, Hand of Iori. Code word correct. The golem's eyes glow brighter, awaiting orders. Where did you come from? Who created you? Tell me about suspicious people who come to the shop last week. The golem was silent for a moment. 56 individuals entered the shop. Human, female, old, gnome, male, old, human, female. You'll be ruling off customers till nightfall when still asking in a different way. Were any of the suspicious people tieflings? The golem was silent for a while. Tieflings. 3. Tiefling, male, middle-aged. Tiefling, male, young. Tiefling, female, young. Describe the young male tiefling. Tiefling, male, medium height, short horns, curling backwards, medium length eye color yellow, hair color black, special observations, annoyed, master, horns, hair, tail. That sounds like me, but it's not possible. I know what the security's like. Here, I didn't come near the place. I give you my word, chief. No special observations, subject to what's unremarkable. There, see, it couldn't have been me. Describe the middle-aged male tiefling. Tiefling, male, medium height, long horns, medium length tail, eye color pale, blue, skin color dark, special observations, red hair. Oh, that's a traitor. I bet your life on it. Kerismei drilled it into our heads that we wasn't to go hanging about the shop. Red hair. We got a couple of gingers and plenty more who got it out of a bottle. So much for special observation. Golems ain't all that they're cracked up to be, eh? Maybe it's the master who knows more. Describe the female tiefling. Tiefling, female, above average height, hair, long, pale, tail, not observed. Long horns, eye color blue, special observation, scar on nose, baldric with gold stitching. I don't know if I know that one. A new arrival, most likely. Gold stitching, eh? Wouldn't mind getting to know her a little better. Okay. Golem silent, waiting for an order. Where is your master? Filmin Froler is my master is in his hiding place. Revealing the location of his hiding place is prohibited, prohibited, prohibited. He's likely holed up in the basement where the commotion started. The entrance should be around here somewhere. Where is the basement in this place? The basement is below me. I guard the basement. Leaving my post is prohibited. Okay, I found everything I wanted to know. So I just move you, right? No? Athletics. Alright, here we go. Move the golem. Here we go. Lan, your time to shine. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Clever, clever. Okay, fine. Here we go. Finian talking weapon. Oh.
I thought I'd be flattened like a pancake under that rubble. Much obliged. Damn, I'm not in any pain, but my head is still foggy for some reason. What's with all the hubbub in the city? The name's Finian. I'm a Pathfinder. If there's anything I can do to help, I will.
You're a Pathfinder?
That's right. Finian Dismar, Pathfinder and Crusader. I roam around the world wound wherever my tasks lead me. Scouting, mostly. But this last while, I've just been hanging around in Kenabres, waiting until I'm needed again. I'm bored out of my mind, but at least this shop makes for better lodging than some inn.
What I meant was, what are you?
What's that supposed to mean? I just told you. You want to know where I hail from, is that it? Well, I'm from around here, actually. We Helots of the Star-Eye clan fled when the World Wound troubles began. But I couldn't stand by while the demons wreaked havoc, so I came back. Did you mean to ask about my weapon of choice? My best weapon is every weapon. I'm a skilled and capable fellow, if I do say so myself. I can swing a sword and poke with a spear, but what I am best at is communing with the spirits. They call folks like me Phantom Blades.
Like Camellia, she communes with spirits. A Phantom Blade, what's that?
It's like a spiritualist, but with a twist. It means that some spirit took a liking to me at some point, and it can turn into whatever weapon I need. Handy, eh? I don't need any whetstones or enchantments. Doesn't take up space either. Although, to be fair, it's not a barrel of laughs. The spirits that bestow this kind of power don't come from happy places, and they're not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. They usually appear after great battles that leave few survivors.
That sounds good. The city's under attack by demons.
Wait, what? The last thing I saw was some thieves breaking in here. And then the guards came, everyone was running around. After that, it's a bit of a blur. Right when things got intense, they dropped the cabinet on me. I couldn't even help the owner. I was just lying under the shelves like a dimwit until you came along. If there are demons in Kenabres, we must do something about it. The city needs every blade it can get. Hey, do you mind taking me with you? I don't think I can handle this alone. And besides, the more the merrier.
Finian's a cool dude. How did you end up in the shop?
I've been waiting here so long I don't even remember anymore. Just sitting and waiting for any word from the Pathfinders, but it looks like everyone has forgotten about me. The shop owner is an old friend of the Pathfinders, so I've taken up residence here.
Alright, I'll take you with me.
I swear you won't regret it. I can do all sorts of things. Is there anything your party is missing? A sword, a spear, a bow? Just say the word.
Oh, cool. Nice. Finian the talking weapon. Oh, I can actually just turn you into anything, huh? Yeah, look at that. That's a glowing weapon, and give that to Camellia. Huh. Finian the talking weapon. Nice. Oh, there you are. I see you. Philmin. How you doing? The elderly gnome, so portently as to be spherical, is curled up in the corner of the basement shaking. Marauders, bandits, scavengers. Yeah, it makes sense. We've all of those things and much more. But before you report to us to the authorities, mind if we have a chat? Shut it or you'll pay for the insults with your life. Are you the shop owner? The gnome seems to settle slightly. My name's Philmin Froletros. I was the owner of the shop, but I'm not sure I can claim to be owner of anything now. I hope there's at least something left of it. Oh, come off it. Your shop's fine. It's a bit ransacked, maybe, but nothing a bit of spit and polish can't fix. Where were you the night of the robbery? You think I robbed my own shop? I was here in the basement. I was told to make it look like I'd left. The watch was seen. I was very keen to keep their hands, get their hands on the Thieflings. They seem to be multiplying all over Galarian, so of course I did everything they said. And I've been stuck in the basement since then. The golem couldn't move away from the doors, no matter how much I yelled at it. But then I thought that was good, all to the good. Anybody came here after the guards and caused a ruckus upstairs, bellowing like mad, taking advantage of my absence. Tell me about the Tieflings that you visited Ancientries and Wonders recently. Why would I tell you anything about my customers? You're not from the City Guard or Eagle Watch. Chief, if he keeps digging his heels in, just say the word. I know how to loosen his tongue. Bluff 20. Oh, I'm helping the Eagle Watch to catch culprits. Is it your interest to tell me anything? Or intimidation? 14 intimidation as well. Wow. Let's try to let's bluff 20. Let's see if we can help him. Yes, I did it. So they haven't got the Tieflings. I thought the Thieflings. I thought that the city's finest were on the job, and they'd the gnome size. He can't rely on anyone. Ask your questions again. So if it's so important. Tell me about Woljif. Philman's face wrinkles in distaste. Woljif Jepto, right? Yes, I've known him a long time ago. I'd rather not have known him at all. He's been sulking around my shops for years, treating the place like a free museum. He always wanted to look at the moon of the abyss. I chased him out, but he'd slink back in again. If he was with the gang that robbed my shop, I'll bet anything he swiped the moon. How come I'm the prime suspect? Whoever betrayed us all, that's the one who's got the moon. I want to see it return too, you get me? I don't like the idea of other people's grubby mitts on it. Tell me about the red-haired tiefling. Philman falls to thinking, a red-haired tiefling, I suppose. Yes, there was one who came by and spent a long time looking around. He was a person of modest means, I could tell by his clothes, but he asked me to show him an Asmar-made chainmail. He certainly couldn't afford it. That's when I suspected that something was off. I checked everything after he left, but nothing was missing, and that put my mind at ease. I can't remember what he looked like. I didn't get a good look at his face. All I remember is that he was wrapped in green cloak like he was freezing. That's all I have. And that's it. With this description, we'll surely stiff him out. Come on, Chief. Come back to Sister Kerismei. We go to have a good long shifty at all my brothers and put all these clues together. Something tells me a traitor isn't just going to wriggle out of this one. Tell me about the tiefling woman. Philman scratches his chin. A tiefling woman. Ah, yes, I remember now. A noble lady, unlike the tiefling ruffians we have gathered here. She purchased magical equipment for the crusade and promised to come again. If all the tieflings were like that, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. Alright, I found everything I know to know. Okay. If that isn't enough to help you catch the thieves, then I don't know what else to tell you. Now be on your way. Leave me in peace with my wreck of a shop. Alright, cool. Well, at least he's cooperative. Alright. I guess we go to the Woljif place, introduce the traitor identity. Alright, everything's falling together. Sister Kerismei, how you doing? Alright, drums her finger play. Well, are you gonna tell me who the traitor is? The name of the moon of the abyss they stole? I don't know. I don't need anything else. Take a good look at the suspects. The tieflings are tense and ready to reach for their weapons. The only redheads are Melron and Doffy. The dark-skinned tieflings are Varnier, Doffy, and Melron. Doffy, Melron, and Tavi have straight horns, but Tavi is female. Only Varnier and Melron have green cloaks. Okay. Alright, remind me, what are you accusing Woljif of? Hold on. Okay, so it's Melron, right? It's Melron? Doffy, Melron. Okay, the only redheads are Melron and Doffy. The dark-skinned tieflings, Doffy, Melron. Melron and Tavi have straight horns. Tavi's female. Only Varnier and... It's Melron, right? I met some tieflings from the gang. One of them tried trying to get into the underground passage. And what? We all made a pact, everyone for themselves. We'll make up the arranged time. We don't have to crawl into some hole in the ground. There's a look. I'm not there, Danny. Remind me what we're accusing Woljif of. Accusing you. Alright, ready to give you a name. Well, go on, tell her. Hold on. Yeah, so only Volnir and Melrun have green cloaks. Only Doffy, Melrun, and Tavi have straight horns, but Tavi is female. The redheads are Melrun and Doffy. So Melrun is the only one, right? The name traitor is Melrun, right? Yeah? Did I do it? You'll pay for this. Voltel and Hopsmell will get you in the end. Epsamira. Okay, I don't know who that is. Get him! Pop, pop, pop. Yeah, there you go. Gotcha. Grab him, take him for questioning. Nice, nice. Time passed 30 minutes. Kerismei looks wary, but her earlier tension has clearly lifted. He confessed someone connected to the cult of Baphomet ordered him to steal the moon of the abyss, and the best idea he could come up with was to drag us into it. He got the scroll to take out the golem. He betrayed us to Earbest so that he could swipe the amulet in the chaos. He thought we'd get nicked, and he'd slink off to meet with his customer. So you got the moon of the abyss? Let me look at it for 1 second. My whole life I've dreamt of holding it in my hands, but only for 1 second. He said when he got to the Windows display, the moon was gone. He's lying, of course. He had time to hand the moon off to the person who ordered it. Bloody cultist. I don't really give a toss. I'm just glad we got to the bottom of this. What are you going to do now? Clear out of this place? The sooner the better. The city's dying. I don't want to die with it. The city would have already died if not for the people who stood up to defend it with the weapons in their hands. So defend it. I'm not stopping you. It's your city. But we've always been outsiders here. Why would we fight for it now? What are you going to do with the traitor? Kerismei nonchalantly picks up her nails, picks her nail with her knife. He'll be sent to visit his distant relatives on their farm to think about what he did. Any more questions? I've never been to a farm. I imagine it's really pretty. Fields and apple trees and chickens. Kerismei gives Ember a side glance. Yeah, sure, chickens. Alright. Can I join the family? Do I really want to? Let's try it. Kerismei bursts out laughing. That's all you want? You can have your pick of the non-tiefling gangs. You've no need to tread on our territory. The family is for tieflings only, no exceptions. Wow, that's racist. I have to go. Good decision. I don't plan to hang around long either. Kerismei turns to leave. Alright. Woljif nervously bites his lips. His cheeks are flushed and his tail swishing through the air. You forgot something. What now? You should be happy to be alive. As an apology? You promised to apologize to me loudly in front of everyone. We're alone now, but I still want to hear it. Well, Ah, that Kerismei shrugs indifferently. So, sorry, I suppose, for being wrong about you this time. Don't think that just because you didn't act like a jerk this one time, that it cancels out the rest of your record. I know all about you. Till next time, Woljif. That was the most pathetic apology I've heard. Kerismei's eyes harden, but then she sighs. Alright, fine, I'm sorry, Woljif. Let's part on good terms. And now apologize to me as well. When you falsely accused my ally, you accused me too. Yes! Yes! A flurry of emotions pass through Kerismei's face. When she finally opens her mouth, her words trickle out slowly, like each one is a struggle. And I'm sorry to you too, to make up to you here. She pulls the key from her pocket and tosses it to you. And now I'm leaving Thiefling's vault key. Oh my god. My diplomacy, my charisma. Mickey Mouse. What a hero. Woljif watches her go, his tail relaxing. You made some impression on her. I've never seen Sister Kerismei back down before. Listen, Chief, when we've got a spare minute, come see me. I have something I want to discuss with you, but for now, let's get out of here. I don't like sitting below ground, like when the building above is ready to crash down on our heads. Alright, cool. Can I have the vault now? Ah, yes. Loot. Oh, you got traps for me? Alright, I think that's it, right? Yeah, that's all the loot. Or an autumn haze? Is that you? Tall, he's pale as a ghost. Raising his eyes at me, he says frighteningly, I am Foreign Autumn Haze at your service. His pale lips are reddened by blood. I see no signs of fear, pain, or fear in his great eyes. Who are you? My name is Foreign Autumn Haze. I'm here from Keonian because I'm a hunter and all minions of evil are my quarry. I won't say any more of that if you don't mind. And we are strangers and of different races and cultures. I'd rather not tell you more than is necessary. Interesting. You need help. After giving a cold, intense look, she said, do not trouble yourself on my behalf. A local healer attended to me. Besides, I come from a resilient, hardy people. My body will endure, but the wounds of poison delivered to them. I'm Mickey Mouse. You can trust me. I may be help you. After it would be impolite to refuse such a direct, friendly offer. Who is your quarry here in Mendev? I was hunting a fugitive, a Descarite by the name of Kaelessa. It pains me to admit that there are heinous malefactors such as her among my noble kind. I managed to catch up to her in Kenabres. I wounded her. Then demons appeared in the city and was engulfed in flames. I was injured in the battle and that ensued and couldn't break free. Her soul from its service to the Dark Masters. He expresses no anger or hatred as he speaks, only compassion and sorrow. I'm sorry for your misfortune. Hope things will turn out differently next time. He purses his lips. There is no need for pity. Our ancient kind is blessed with great longevity. We gain a deeper understanding of the world than other races, and we learn our lessons better than anyone. That goes for learning from our mistakes as well. I survived, which means I wish we'll be more prepared for the next time we meet. I wish to aid you. I met Kaelessa. Melancholic expression remains calm, but his entire body tenses and his fingers wrap around the handle of his weapons. Under what circumstances? I hope you seize the opportunity to kill her. Are you certain of your allegations? Foreign lowers his head and says in a hollow voice, I am. Her misdeeds are terrible and proven with absolute certainty. I let her go. Ooh, after giving you a sudden look, Foreign stares off into the distance. Your decision is regrettable. I'm afraid that by doing so, you condemned her many future victims to death. I suppose it just means that bringing this hunt to a close falls upon my shoulders. Hello, Visali Rathamus. A stout old man with fuzzy gray beard mumbles a prayer. He looks as tired as anyone else in the tavern, but determination stamped on his haggard's face. What can I do for you? Whenever I sleep outside the walls of the defender's heart, I'm plagued by terrible dreams. Can you help me? The priest studies your face carefully. You look tired, but otherwise entirely healthy. If we were anywhere else, I would simply tell you to get some rest, but we are on the border of the world wound, and I'm all too aware of what's happening to you. As you know, the wound is a rift between the Galarian and the Abyss, so and all the evil that feeds the Abyss is the opposite to our world. It feeds on Galarian. So it is that even when we cannot see demons who hear us or our ultimate foe, the Abyss is always frowning us. Many soldiers fighting the world wound experience similar things. They suffer terrible nightmares, get no peace, and sometimes even lose their minds. But we are trained to help you with this affliction. By the will of Abadar, I have consecrated an altar here. The god's grace permeates the space around it, soothing one's soul and quieting its thoughts during rest. So, if you find your nerves are fraying, seek out a holy place like this, approach it, and all the corruption will be cleansed from you. Alright, I see. Who's that boy with you? This one? Kiado, the shepherd, my apprentice. He's a smart boy and his faith is strong. He serves the rest still, though, but there's still something he can learn from an old servant of Abadar. He'd be a great cleric when he gets a little older. Alright, Woljif, you want to talk to me?
Psst, look, Chief, I got something to show you. Ta-da! A real beaut, isn't it?
Oh, so you did betray the Thieflings after all.
That cuts me deep, Chief. You and I saw who the traitor was. It's just that when we robbed the shop, I went in first and took what I wanted. Nothing wrong with that.
You know what? Fair enough, Woljif, fair enough.
Of course, I did think about hiding the moon and just taking myself off somewhere warm when all this blows over. But only because I want to see the world. Is it a crime to want to travel? Huh? Is that what counts for treachery these days?
Okay. Did you really have the amulet this whole time?
Since that night, Chief, Melround didn't even set eyes on it. While he was dealing with the golem, I sneaked past them, and that was that.
Remind me, why is that so important?
Really not remember it? Oh, I thought you would appreciate it. It's from the old man Fileman, the owner of the Ancientries and Wonders Shop. It's the pride of his collection. The Moon of the Abyss, an amulet with a rare crystal crafted by an unknown maker. When I think of how much this thing is worth, it makes my head spin.
I see. Okay. So you've been searched by the guards. How did you manage to hide the amulet?
Thieves have their ways.
Why didn't you give the amulet to Kerismei right away?
What? So she would slay me right away, you mean? You saw how antsy she was over Kenabres and all this. So I did it. I took the Moon of the Abyss. But I didn't go to Erebeth. And Big Sister wouldn't hear my explanations. She doesn't have the time. I even thought I'd hide the moon somewhere, and then when all the noise had died down, I'd go get it and make a run for it. I'm sick of the Thieflings. And they never appreciated me anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. Why did you steal the Moon of the Abyss? The Moon of the Abyss. You wouldn't have been able to sell an item so rare anyways.
Why, he asks? It's expensive, pretty. And you know, it's my amulet, actually. Not meaning I stole it, but I mean, this is my inheritance. My grandma and I were poor. All we had was a jewelry box with the moon in it. She used to store it under the floor in the basement, and she'd take it out sometimes just to look at it. She was always nicer when she had a few drinks in her, so I could ask her things then. One time I asked where she got it from, and she said it was from a demon.
Oh, nice.
The demon who was my grandfather. He said the moon was to be passed down. My mom was good for nothing and nobody, so that's why Grandma decided to keep the amulet for me. She used to say it would be mine when I grew up. But she couldn't wait until I grew up. She squandered my inheritance when she became a drunk. Took it to Fileman's shop and pawned it. He gave her some coppers for it, and she didn't even haggle. Just grabbed them and ran back to the tavern before last orders. I've been going to Fileman's to look at the moon ever since I was a kid. He chased me away, but I just kept going back, so eventually he gave up. He didn't skimp on security. The place was like a fortress, so he wasn't worried about a street rat like me pinching anything. Even when I got more skilled, I couldn't get any closer to it. One day, I had no one to go with. Another day, there were only oafs who'd never stolen anything more than a church donation box. But when Kerismei had planned everything out, I realized I had a chance to get the moon and move away from here. Maybe to Garen. I hear it's warmer there. I've stayed with the family for too long.
Okay. Risking everything for some Chinese trinket.
This isn't just some shiny trinket. First, maybe some rich person's just dying to buy it. We need to put out some feelers and see if anyone's in the market. Second, maybe it'll come in handy.
Yeah, maybe.
And besides, I spent so many years looking at it. I imagine things like, what if my grandfather left something else and my grandma spent that too? Maybe I could have had my own barony already if things had turned out differently. Or
he's a
got
dreamer.
some decent education in the capital.
Oh, yeah, that would be
They're all
nice.
just dreams, but the moon is right here. You've got to hold on to what's yours, Chief.
All right. Atone for your crimes by serving the crusade.
If I serve anybody, it should be you. And only because I owe you. I don't care if the whole of Kenabres drops into the abyss. I don't trust all these crusaders or Galfrey. They just take people's money to spend on crusades, but what's the point? If anyone calls me a crusader, I'll spit in their face just so you know. Even if it's you, Chief.
Oh, wow.
Whatever you think, I owe you. I'm not just a thief. I have my own business selling things. Thanks to you, I'm still in the family. And we have the black market sewn up in this city. It's a good way to sell valuables. So, if you need anything, a scroll or something, just say the word. I have a little portal to our people in Nerosian. You put a note there, and you get what you need. I can't get you anything big, but what they do have is all high quality. Nothing's too good for you, Chief. What's mine is yours. For a price, of course.
Interesting, interesting. All right. Well, I think I did more or less everything. I only really have the Blackwing Library to go to now, right? All right, to the Blackwing Library we go. Okay. No. Let's see what everything's all about. It's a Storyteller, a stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice. Shalib. Crusaders, excellent. I am Captain Shalib Sazumal, and these are my men. I'm about to burn these vile backstabbers heretics here. These pathetic imitators of the traitor Arilu who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders. The knight nods at a heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazomel bellows threats at his prisoners who seem to be in a state of deep shock and utter terror. A strange feeling rises up within you. It is pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you're certain that it is right. What happened to the library? Hold on. Perception. Jaleb is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You've seen similar behavior quirks before in liars. What happened to the library? Demon showed up and carried everything off. I wasn't here to see it myself. I was fighting in the square, but these filthy traitors told me everything. My fists made them quite chatty. So what, you tortured them? Do you think those methods are worthy of a crusader? Under ordinary circumstances, no, but look around. The city is burning. Now is not the time for squeamishness. Why do you want to burn them? The warrior howls like a wild animal. Look around you. The city is in burning ruins. So many innocent lives lost, and all because of abominations like these here. Cultists, heretics, and spies slipping into our ranks, carrying out orders of their brutal masters, and preparing a heinous death for us all. They want to give us over to the demons, just like Aurelio did for Sakaris. They deserve to feel the flames licking at their legs. You come up with nasty words to use against people. You call them heretics, cultists, spies, so you don't have to call them people. Good people like you, you'd feel bad for doing this to people, but not to heretics. Without those words, you wouldn't be able to burn them. Lore, religion. Examine the Crusaders' armors and symbols on it. Damn you. After carefully studying Crusaders' armors, you can say with certainty that they aren't fakes. These men are real Crusaders. Athletics 20. Smile politely and nod, but then suddenly punch the nearest shoulder. That's right, death to traitors. I'm not, sure. Let's try this. Did I do it? Oh my god, I did! I got him! The traitor collapses at your feet. The flask of alchemist fire flies from his grasp, but luckily it doesn't break or ignite. I performed an action that was lawful. Nice. Jello looks at you with grim annoyance and spits on the floor. I thought I'd pulled you out. I pulled one over you on you there. Too bad it didn't work out for you. You'll meet your death in flames with the rest of the scum. My new masters, the demons, will be pleased that I have wiped out another couple of Crusaders. Alright, we'll see about that, Caleb. Wait. Okay, now he's just on the floor. Okay. Maybe I take this guy out first.
No, what is that?
He's on the floor. Yeah. Ember. Yeah. Slumber. Vulnerability. Let's see right that. Oh, I did it. Run away now. Jolt him. Yeah, sure, why not?
Distract them from me.
Good old sneak attack. Crusader there. Ooh, nice. Woljif.
Make every strike count.
Land, come on. There we go, Caleb's dead.
The inheritor. Guide my blade. I'll cut you
Stab this guy,
open.
keep. Yeah, keep going. He's still on the floor, that's
Too
nice.
late for apologies.
Alright. Crit. Oh, it reduces that, huh?
Share your treasures.
Nice. Land, shoot. You're dead. Ah, good. Good, all dead, all dead. Let's go. Let's give them a hand. Raise Iomade, we're saved. You came just in time. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears its years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning gray hair, a ragged beard, sightless, milky eyes, pale, papery skin covered in age spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves, even on their deathbed, has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. That is an elf with a beard. I guess the worst can be found even among the best. The old elf holds out his hand in your direction in the perennial gesture of the blinded, greeting you with an unexpectedly strong and calm voice. Hello, I am Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Storyteller? Ha, that's the first I've heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name. Sometimes a person can lose their name, but mama and papa are gone, friends are gone, and there's nobody to ask what it was, so instead of their name, a person can pick any word that is good. Everybody has to have a name, or do they? I don't know. Who are you? The old elf frowns. I prefer people to call me Storyteller. It was very accurately describes the sphere of my occupation's interests. In most of the places I've been, I am known by that name. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories, but I have one to tell me stories now. Sometimes grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? The corners of the blind elf's mouth slowly creeps upward. For you, I may have a story to tell, but perhaps it is you who have a story for me. I want to talk to you about something. The old elf responds with dignity and courtesy, but firmly. In thanks for my rescue, I, of course, will render you a service in return, whatever it may be. However, at this moment, I wish to be somewhere safer than present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I would be grateful if you keep me to a safe shelter of some kind. The stubborn set of the elf's mouth tell you he won't change his mind. Typical. You do something, you do someone a good turn, instead of saying thank you, they just ask for more help. Go easy on the old elf. He had a rough go of it. Yeah, because we had it so easy. Finian, talking weapon. We can't not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you over out there. There's no place for old folk. I'm taking you to Defender's Heart. Please accept my sincere thanks once again, and if I may, please don't rush. I will struggle to keep up with with your own young legs. The storyteller lowers his voice slightly. Please wait. I'm not the only one thankful to you. That young crusader over there is eager to give his regards, but he is too shy to approach you. I can tell from his quickened breathing. Take pity on the lad and accept his thanks. The young man with aristocratic features wipes the sweat from his brow and gives you a courteous bow. Allow me to introduce myself, Brother Clam, at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish. There is death everywhere. Sometimes I think we are all doomed, and then death has passed us by, and we are still alive. Ember, why are you talking so much? Lion looks at Ember's sorrow in his eyes. But you're an elf. You should live hundreds of years. Never even worry about dying. Little elf girls shouldn't even know such words. When children are thrown in the middle of a war and they learn many sad things, that is why we have to win. So that other boys and girls want to learn what we did. It's sad. Go to Defender's Heart. There are those ready gathering there. Yep, the city still fights. Why, that's incredible news. We will go to the sanctuary guarded by our order brothers and sisters. We will bring them to the Defender's Hearts. Yes, good. Good. All's well that ends well, I guess. Oh, the Knights of the Flaming Lance have joined the Crusades. Wow, that's cool. Talk to the Storyteller. Alright, let's go talk to the Storyteller. Alright, here we go. It was with Darren, yeah? How you doing? The blind elf looks better than he did in the last encounter. His clothes are clean and his pale face has some color. The elf turns to you and looks closely. Is that you, my savior? I recognize your footsteps, determined footsteps, befitting a determined person. Allow me to thank you again for saving me. Please accept this humble gift as a token of my appreciation. The elf hands you a small black ring with 2 scarlet runes on it. Irbeth has explained why you're looking for me. I warned the authorities Kenabres that the local wardstone has been desecrated. They waved off my warning and paid for their inaction. I have examined many wardstones, but only the one guarding Kenabres I did sense a flaw, a spot of corruption inside, a vulnerability the demons will surely use. They are able to spread the blight inside of the wardstone, corrupt it, and make it into their weapon. It frightens me to think what it will be capable of. The wardstone must be destroyed. Who are you, and why did they let you examine the wardstone? The elf smiles faintly. I am the Storyteller, just an old elf, and a bit more. I'm old even for an elf. I've seen many things and have been to many places. Not so long ago, I witnessed the making of a young kingdom in the Stolen Lands. Yeah, it's the stuff that happened in Pathfinder Kingmaker. That's cool. Led by a remarkable and promising individual. My advice on the complicated matter of conquering those lands proved useful to that leader. This is not uncommon for me. Some seek my advice or services and I won't refuse. This is how I acquired my reputation as an old vagrant who's never hurt anyone, stayed out of others' squabbles, and sometimes gave good advice. I had a few friends in Nerocian who vouched for my integrity. That is why my humble request to be allowed to see the wardstone was granted. I visited all of them, but only found cause for alarm in Kenabres. Do you wield some special magic powers, some instinct? The Storyteller chuckles. Yes, to a certain extent, but it is more of a gift. I can see the past, stories that have happened. I touch an object and shreds of its own owner's memories are revealed to my mind. Their emotions, passions, and tragedies. I see visions like I am them, and their stories happen to me. This is my power. I've been roaming the world gathering such stories for many thousands of years. One day I will gather them all. What blight is concealed to the wardstone? I'm afraid I don't have the answer to your question. To understand the nature of this blight, we need to understand how the wardstone was created, and it is hidden from me. I can only guess. Have you heard of the Red Morning Massacre, a dreadful morning remembered with fear by even those who were not yet born at the time? A demoness called Manago invaded the city with a crowd of her followers, and started to do what demons do best, kill and desecrate. They say they covered the wardstone with pieces of dead bodies, splashed it with blood from top to bottom. Because such an abomination darkened the radiance of the gift of Iomide herself. The locals think this is impossible, but who knows? It was not the last attack. Many demon leaders brought their unholy forces here. Even the terrifying Baelor, Korra Mazadad, their attacks were rebuffed, but they still reached their target. I think this is when the seed of corruption was planted in the stone. It wouldn't have grown on its own, but Discari himself has now come to take advantage of this weakness, to open the abscess that has been festering for years, unnoticed by the people of Kenabres, and when the demon lord struck the blow, the weakened stone gave in. Now it's in demons' hands, and nothing is stopping them from spreading the blight throughout the whole entire stone, and from it, the other stones along the perimeter of the world wound. When I traveled to the Wardstones, I tried to see the stories. The visions I had when I touched the Wardstones were unclear. I saw hundreds, maybe thousands of different stories at the same time. They followed each other like flashes of lightning. It was impossible to separate them. I couldn't understand where one of them ended and where the next began. I have heard you, Storyteller. In that case, you must take every possible effort to destroy the corruption. Unfortunately, I don't know where to get an instrument powerful enough to banish it from the Wardstone. As far as I know, there's nothing like it in Kenabres, but the demons might have something. I heard the dying roar of Tarendula, the Silver Dragon, the protector of the city. At the same time, I felt a wave of unfamiliar power sweep over me from head to toe. I advise you to go to where Tarendula perished and search for them there for something. I'm sorry, I can't be more specific, but intuition and a strange sense of rightness tells me to point you there. Present the purple stone knife. I found it in the square where Tarendula perished. What do you make of it? Storyteller reaches out and says softly, even from here I can feel strange energies emanating from this object. If you don't mind, I will examine it. Using my method, I will try to see the past of its owner, their emotions and shreds of their memories. Maybe it'll help us better understand what we are dealing with. The storyteller touches the knife, his fingers clamping down the hilt with a hungry, masterful grip. His face contorts into an evil grimace, his voice disgustingly raspy. Hunger. My many legs brought me into the lair, to my mother's feasting hall. Her swollen body, overfilled with food, is so huge that I have to look at it with all my eyes at once. On top is her scrawny little head with a long beak that is always yearning for more food. You feel feverish in your chest, where the mysterious wound is concealed feels hot. Your mind is flooded with a wave of visions that repeat the words of the old elf. Mother greets me with a placid screech. Stupid, greedy wretch, whose only achievement is my birth, a creeping, wingless creature. It's your fault. I have no wings, a symbol of greatness, a birthright I should have received from my mighty father. Mother points me to a crowd of whimpering subjects, suggesting I fortify myself with their pathetic flesh. Not today. I summon my spawn, and they fly to me, enveloping me in a teeming cloud. Like dark buzzing wings, they unfold behind my back and lift me up. Mother has always been stronger, but she did not expect this. I dive on her and rip her limb-loaded body with my claws. Ichor splatters. The bone spurs on my heels sink into her flesh. I clench her pitiful tiny head and tear it off along with the shreds of meat. Victory. I am the strongest. I am the son of my winged father. The elf grimaces with distaste. His voice becomes normal again. Appalling. Stories like that are the most difficult ones to keep with me. Did this knife belong to a demon? The storyteller opens his mouth to answer, but a sudden spasm across his face, a new vision, a much stronger one, engulfs the old elf. The malevolent undertones vanish from his voice as it grows more determined and tired. Even looking at the wardstone is difficult. Despite the corruption nesting in it, it still has an aura of strength. Your fingers clench the stone hilt so tight it hurts. A little spot on the flawless surface of the wardstone draws your attention. It looks like a butterfly. Corruption is in the guise of something utterly harmless, but it will grow. You swing and stab the butterfly with your knife as hard as you can. Your fingers cramp painfully. A howl invades your ears. White light everywhere. The stone knife falls from the old elf's hand. One out of breath, he drops to his knees. He is trembling, the terror on his face so unlike in his usual dignified manner. What was that? That was not the past. That was something that is yet to happen, or rather might happen. One of the roads to the future, in one of the possible futures. This item will help you cleanse the wardstone, or to destroy it. You feel a longing to take the stone chisel and plunge it into your chest, right into the wound that has opened up in it. It is hard to resist this feeling, but at the last moment your self-preservation instinct takes over, and you manage to keep control of your own hands. The old man stands up. He looks completely stunned. Never before has anything like this happened to me. But how? I am not an oracle or a prophet, or is this another riddle from the past that has caught up with me? I must find out. Seeing stories that have happened is one thing, but seeing stories that have yet to happen, I don't know why this is happening now, but there is one thing I'm sure of. This is not a coincidence. This is a sign of coming changes, great changes. And I shared your vision, and this knife, it tempted me. Did you see what I saw? This has never happened before. Could it be the magic of the object you brought me? I sense dark energies in it that can cloud and charm the mind. Be careful with this item. It may have tried to influence you, but you managed to overcome its power and subdue it. Or perhaps something else happened to us, something we don't yet understand. Can you see the future? I don't know. Obviously I can, but nothing like this has ever happened to me before. The future never opened its secrets to me before I met you. Gods, who are you and why have our paths crossed? I feel this is not a coincidence. Something momentous has happening. Destiny is pushing us towards something. But what? Questions without answers. I swear this morning I couldn't have imagined what awaited me. Maybe it's a knife that gives you the power of divination. The knife is a powerful artifact, but I feel that its power is a different nature. No, I felt the same as I do when I tell the past. This is my gift, but manifested in a complete abnormal way. Is this what you saw destined to happen? No, the future is not set. It used to be a long time ago when the god Arodin guarded Galarian, but not now. Prophecies do not come true, or they do, but not the way they were supposed to. I only saw one version of the future, one of the paths leading to it, but the choice has not always been made. but the choice has not been made, and our destinies are not set in stone. Who were you in your vision? I don't know, something strong and desperate enough to resort to extreme measures. I felt that what I was doing had to be done. Your powers are amazing. A few minutes ago I would have agreed with you, but the thing that has just happened, it disturbs me. My gift has never manifested like this. Something has changed, and these changes frighten me. Remind me, why is it so important to cleanse the warts and corruption? Please, I'm caring, because I want to tell a story. Let me touch it and see what I can do. Yaniel's sword, radiance. Powerful forces lie dormant in the sword. It used to belong to an incredibly bright and daring soul. The storyteller hand run over the scale has yet lost its shine. Proud Trendela, protector of Kenabres, you devoted your life to serving people. Your death is a great loss, but maybe I'll be able to find something about you that is unknown to your many admirers. The storyteller's hand touches Finian. What a peculiar weapon. I sense intelligence in it, but it seems dented. Ahaha, Grandpa Elf, watch where you're poking your fingers, it tickles. The storyteller fiddles with a fragment of a gold buckle, an old thing created long ago by divine will, but the power that gave birth to it is lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know it? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence and I will revive this object, and with it, its story. Shall we? Alright, discuss the Gray Garrison attack plan with Erebeth. Alright, sword sharpened, armor on. Spells prepared, allies assembled. It's time to discuss the plan of attack with Erebeth and surge forward. Ooh, okay. Here we go. The assault on the Gray Garrison. It cometh. Do you know anything about a Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Hiller rubs his chin. Let me think. Dismar. I've definitely heard the name before. Finian, the tongue woman. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too, so you're the chief in these lands now? What about Lady Ori? When I left for the wound, she had just taken up the position. Hiller examines the tongue woman and chuckles sadly. I'm afraid Ori perished during the 3rd Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Dismar went missing in the wound at the end of the 2nd Crusade. His name has been on the list of the fallen for a while. Here I am, alive and well. Write in your list that I'm back, and soon I'll file a detailed report about everything that happened to me. Finian's voice is full of joy. I knew it was a misunderstanding, but now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Hiller shakes his head sadly. Poor lad, but such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our mind cannot take it. Tell me about the confrontation of the Spinner of Nightmares. It all began with tasks of Pathfinder Society. I arrived in Narosian with my team to investigate the sudden death of famous crusader Baron Falron. We soon focused in on a small hospital for the wealthy where Falron was being treated before his death. Turned out that a gang of Baphomet cultists, calling this the Labyrinth of Mind, has gotten a foothold in the hospital. They were obsessed with twisting the minds of their victims and targeted fragile people too weak to resist. The hospital was filled with the perfect victims, isolated for weeks almost from the outside world, completely helpless, and when they returned they were different, almost normal. But the moment they heard a certain phrase, something dark awoke in their mind, and they transformed into servants of Baphomet, ready to lie, betray, and even kill. The Labyrinth of Mind was preparing to infiltrate all the elite circles of Mendev, but Baron Falron stopped them. He was too loyal to his oath and too resistant to their spells. He fought for his freedom until the strain broke his heart. We opened and cleansed the city of Baphomet's pit of vipers. Their den was a cradle of sin and filth. They cast spells on each other, and their loathsome fantasies stepped real from their minds into the world. They dreamt of horrible and forbidden things, and they fought like mad. We burned the place to the ground and slaughtered everyone we could, but the leaders of the cult were able to flee, and they were set upon revenge. They abducted my daughter Laurie, who served under my command in the Pathfinder Society. They left me a note full of tart insults, mockery, and sneers. From that note, I learned that the name of my enemy, the Spinner of Nightmares. A few months ago, I confirmed that she was the leader of the Labyrinth of Mind. My mind had begun. I would get Laurie back at any cost. Okay. Alright, Erebeth, let's talk. Erebeth rubs her red and tired eyes. Any success? How is the city? Everything is ready for an attack. Tell me, what is our strategy for the attack on the Gray Garrison? I shall lead the rest of the Abyss in a frontal assault. This will distract the enemy enough to let you use the secret passage and reach the wardstone. Destroy it before the demons turn Iomedes' gift into a weapon of the Abyss. Most of the allies you found will join my forces, but you can expect a certain amount of support from them. The Order of the Flaming Lance counts among its members both valiant knights and masters of the occult. We are about to test an experimental ritual they've developed. Should it all go according to your plan, your party will have serious advantage during the Battle of the Gray Garrison. In these dark days, the most unlikely allies join forces to fight the common foe. All tieflings are treated with prejudice in Kenabres, let alone smugglers and the thieves of their kind, and yet they are on our side. I'll make sure their contribution is not forgotten after the victory. They'll be of little use in open combat, but they'll help you spot the secret doors and warn you about traps. Alright, everything is ready for an attack on the Gray Garrison. Time to go. The story unfolds, you draw closer to events that have the power to change everything. Some quests and locations may become unavailable. Proceed when you are ready. Yes, I think everything is ready. Onward. There we go. We expected the demons to attack the defender's heart. We sharpened our swords and prepared for the worst, but nothing happened. It seems likely that demons simply couldn't organize the attack in time. If we had been even slightly slower off the mark, I'm sure they would have, but that's all down to you. So allow me to share some of the surplus resources that we managed to save. Oh, nice. And now to battle. Ah, here we go. Oh, I leveled up as well. Alright, here we are at the Gray Garrison. Ready for the final assault, I guess, huh? That's pretty cool. I wish I got a chance to sell my stuff, but you know. It's life, I guess. Oh, let's level up. Level 5. Goes for level 5, yep. Hold on. Get my persuasion up. My knowledge of the world up, I guess. Yeah, let's try that. You know what? Heightened meta magic. I mean, heightened spell is pretty good in D&D. Hopefully it's good in Pathfinder, right? Let's see what happens. More spells I get to try out. Let's try Rave Enfeeblement. You know, I have some necromancy focus in my sorcerer, so might as well get actual necromancy spells, right? Let's try that. I got some more spells here. Or Bone Shaker, yeah. I can try Bone Shaker, yeah. Also Bone Shaker for some good raw damage. Good. So here I got Meta Magic, Heightened Spell. I got False Life, Scorching Ray apparently as well. If you want False Life, Bone Shaker. That's a lot of spells. Nice to see. Good. Actually, you know, maybe I'll give her Light Armor focus. I'm gonna be wearing light armor, so yeah. That's cool. Light armor focus. Class 27. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, Monk Zen, Archer. Good old monk guy. More mobility, more athletics. What else? Maybe more perception as well, yeah. That's good. And you know what? Screw it, just get dodge. +1 to my AC. You know what? Sounds good to me. Got key arrows. Ah, nice. Good to see it. Oh, look at this. Arcane Strike. Spending a swift action each round, you can imbue your weapons with a fraction of your power. For 1 round, your weapons deal +1 damage and are treated as magic. Oh, that's pretty good. Arcane Strike, yeah. Okay, Arcane Strike for Woljif. That sounds cool. You know, give me Cat's Grace for more dexterity. I think that sounds good. Oh, yeah, another one actually, huh? Blur, yeah, for more illusion stuff. Cat's Grace and Blur. Sounds good. Yeah, that's good. Arcane Strike for my feet, and new spells, Cat's Grace, Blur for Woljif. Sela, now, more paladin stuff. You don't affect enemies. Yeah, Selective Channel maybe makes sense. Yeah, Selective Channel. For Divine Weapon Bond. Animal Companion, Horse. Oh, I get a horse for Sela? That's funny. It's okay, let's just get Divine Weapon Bond. I think that makes more sense for Sela. Selective Channel, I got my cool Divine Weapons. Nice. Ember. Let's see, we got Stigmatized Witch. Yeah, sure, Arcane Focus, because she's an elf. Yeah, I mean, +2 racial bonus on concentration checks and a +1 on caster level checks. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fine. Arcane Focus. Yeah, maybe Haze of Dreams. May slow them down. Sure, sounds good. Oh, more spells? Oh, okay. To try and blind them? Yeah, I mean, that sounds cool. Sure, Glitter Dust, why not? Alright, so Haze of Dreams, Scorching Ray, Burning Arc, and Glitter Dust for Ember. Nice. Okay, so here's my party, my level 5 adventurers. All happy and fun. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. It's gonna be a bit of a cliffhanger, but I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. I hope to see you all next time, but until then, goodbye for now.